Hi Scorpio, this is your general tarot reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Ascendant or Rising sign for the month of October. And Scorpio, this for some of you I know is going to be your birthday month, so I have to sing. I have to do it. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Scorpio who were born in October. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday October born Scorpios. And what a month this is going to be for you. I mean really, this month it's pretty much all about you. Yeah, it's all about you this month, and it's a great feeling, I have to say. Tapping into your energy and tuning in as I'm doing the readings. Just for those of you who may not know what I do here, I shuffle the cards and wait on the right ones to come out for you. And in the meantime, we talk about the energies until we've all the right cards. But what I was going to say to you is that it was absolutely fascinating. You know, I left your reading till last because I was really enjoying tuning into the vibe. And I said, I must report this back to Scorpio later to see if I've gotten the vibe. It was wonderful. For example, when I was reading for one of the signs, it was all about success in their career. And that's what it should have been, all focus on that. And that's what it will be for them. However, using that Scorpio energy, up came a hidden secret. Up came the psychology of why they were having problems in work and why it was so important for it to go right this month. There was a lot of emotional stuff underneath. So it turned out the problems they were having with work was nothing to do with the job or the career at all. It was to do with the lack of support that they were getting from home. And I thought, now, this is what Scorpio sees. This is the trick. This is the magic that you have. That when a problem is given to you in your life or in anybody else's life, and this is why you're great for other people when there's a crisis, is because when somebody comes to you and tells you the problem, you're tuned into what's underneath, what lies beneath. Yeah. And you recognize, no, that's the root of the problem. They can bang their gums and go on and on about how this is the problem, but with my Scorpio super sense, I can tell it's nothing to do with that, but everything to do with this. And you fix that, and suddenly everything is better. And people say, Scorpio, how did you know? How did you know? But now, after tuning into your wonderful vibe, your psychic vibe this month, I get the picture. And it is pretty spectacular, I have to say. And it's a wonderful gift. So I can see now why you're always called upon to fix other people's messes. As I always tell you not to do that, but I get why you do it, because there's that moment where you're going, should I say nothing? Should I say nothing? Or should I tell them that the real problem is this and not that? And you say, no, I better not say anything because then I'll be the bitch, or I'll be the one that they say is the baddie. So it's a bit of a complicated situation you always find yourself in then, Scorpio. Dare you tell the truth and kind of be feeling like you're the hanged man for telling the truth, or not, you know? So it was interesting. So thank you, Scorpio, for letting me tune into your wonderful energy this month. Now let's tune into your serious energy this month. So we begin, as always, feeling the effect of the full moon of last month, which was an Aries full moon that happened in your 6th house. So there may have been some health issues, health concerns, stress and anxiety issues, 6th house, stuff like that may have really bubbled to the surface that you felt you had to deal with. Maybe you had to go to a health practitioner to sort something out once and for all, because it was all getting a bit too stressful. You were working that bit too hard also, and I think that came to a head. Some issue within your workspace might have finally been aired, so you can, I don't know, make your life a little bit easier now that it's all out in the open. There's a great sense of healing there with Chiron in there too. Issues where you felt that you were being pulled and dragged, a kind of push me, pull you, kind of love-hate in some way thing going on, where you're pulled and, you know, you feel like you're being stretched to the limit in every different direction. Maybe towards the end of September and now a little bit at the start of the month, you're finally feeling the confidence to really address that shit and to say, I am not dealing with that anymore. And it was a kind of a moment where, you know, that feeling of being invigorated, yet at the same time totally drained, running on high octane even, running on, like burning the candle at both ends and running on your reserve power. But yet it was still all very hyper. And I think, and I certainly hope that you dealt with that. Some of the anxiety issues may have come from you feeling pulled in too many different directions, giving your time and energy and effort to things that were just draining the life out of you. And look at this beauty of a first card that comes out. The world, something big is changing. Your world is changing. And it certainly is, Scorpio. It certainly is. We begin the month with the Sun in Libra in your 12th house and Mercury, your mind, your intelligent mind, in the 12th house. The Scorpio mastermind in very hidden, extra secretive places, even more secretive than you're used to. And what you might find as we enter the month is that you are, it's funny, okay, I was going down one route, and again, typical Scorpio energy, I'm going to go down another. One of the things that you feel you're really losing control of, it seems, was your soul purpose. And the second thing was a grasp of your financial situation. Maybe that was the thing that was stressing you out. Yeah, money, not just money in and out, it's the bigger, broader picture of your finances that was stressing you out and maybe forcing you to feel pulled in many different directions, feeling that you have to put a huge amount of power in there to keep it under control because you may have felt you were losing control of it. But I think that you managed that. I think for some of you too, that your energy will slowly start to come back as we go through the month. There is the energy of feeling a little bit exhausted, the Sun in the 12th house, where now you just want to put all your energy into healing, into recovering, into relaxing, into resting, and into detoxing some of that psychic junk that you've been carrying around, Scorpio. Some of the toxic situations in your life, maybe even toxic people, because you may have discovered under the full moon at the end of September some hidden trash, hidden toxic people or hidden toxic situations, real toxic. Now, not kind of, they're a little bit bad for me, but even when you look at them, you say, oh my God, I don't even have to be Scorpio to know that there's hidden trash in you. I mean, it's obvious. So, yeah, hidden trash coming out into the open, it seems, and kind of the type of trash that you say, oh my God, just dump that to the curb and let the garbage collectors find that one. I'm not even focusing on that. So as I said, what are you focusing on? You're focusing on, like I said, your health, your healing, your recovery, relaxing. Relaxing is so important for you now to get your health back, because you're going to be doing a lot of very deep and psychic work. You're going to be pulling out, as I said, the psychological trash. And so all the Sun energy, all your vitality has turned very deeply inwards into yourself, really to prepare yourself for your birthday. It's this big, great cleansing that has to happen to remove all of last year so that you can start again renewed and refreshed. And that you certainly will do. So use this time, Scorpio, if you need to have a little break, a little vacation, if you need to maybe have a glass of wine or two, maybe not 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but use every moment that you can to relax, because there are things bubbling up, and the more relaxed you are, then the more that can come out. Do you know what I mean? We need everything to come out of you, all the toxic stuff. So like I said, the more relaxed your muscles are, the more relaxed your mind is, the more relaxed you are and just floating in a zone, then the more shit can come out and be cleaned and ready for that sunshine for your birthday. And that's the cosmic birthday gift to you, The cosmic birthday gift is preparing the way for your special day. It's cleaning house and preparing all the ribbons and banners You know, because you're not going to hold a party in a shitty, dirty house. you want everything to be clean and beautiful. And that's the gift for you for your birthday from the cosmos. To come in and be the big cleaner, to get it all ready for you, and to lighten your load. That's really what it's all about. Lighten the load so that when you start again, you're starting fresh, beaming, and full of vitality. So, October 6th, look, we've got Venus, the goddess of love and money, retrograding in Scorpio, in your first house. Yeah. So what this could mean is that a couple of things. You are really redefining yourself. You're redefining your identity. And you're redefining what it is that you most love about yourself. You're a lovable person. And you're reconnecting very much so with the things that you love most about yourself. So as the trashy stuff goes out, you're kind of refilling and topping yourself up with maybe some memories of the past, of thinking about when you were happier, thinking about when you felt more like you, and bringing all that back. You're reclaiming the older, happier parts of yourself. Reclaiming a lot of luck too when it comes to your finances. Reclaiming the ability to make it on your own in some way also. Knowing that it's a little bit tricky financially at the moment, but also realizing that you can do this. You can get your finances in order, and maybe you can return to some good ideas that you had doing something that you absolutely adored doing that could bring the money back in for you. Now, Venus is very tactile, something that gives you physical pleasure. It's something that engages the senses. Maybe you really enjoyed doing something creative like that, and it's time to remind yourself that that's who you are. You're not all the hardness of this world and the things that have been trying to get you down in this world. You're much softer than that. You enjoy the touch, the senses, the smells of good aromas, good burning candles, good things. Re-engage. Go back to that wonderful time where you knew how to treat yourself. Because this is really key. Treat yourself again to all that wonderful tactile things. Buy the best that you can afford, of the best maybe brandy, or of the best, material clothes, or the best things. The only warning here, Scorpio, is don't overspend. When Venus retrogrades, there's maybe a thing where you could overspend. So just in moderation, keep your tastes good to spend and lavish yourself with, but not excessively expensive. So that's something to think of, because you don't want to regret some expenditure there. Now, October 9th, there's a new moon in Libra. Again, reconnecting with this healing, recovering, recharging yourself, maybe wanting to go. Look at this card, getting rid of the trash. Yeah, I understand, getting rid of the fears. And with the energy there, with the new moon in Libra around October 9th, you're really going for this. I see that some of you might want to get massages, go to health spas. If money isn't stretching that far, it could be as simple as just really giving yourself space to have long baths, or listen to good music again. Get in touch with the real psychic arts again. The psychic part of yourself. And the more flowing, you see, it's all to do. Go to a place where there's water, sit by a river, a lake, a sea, an ocean. Go somewhere where you can feel everything flowing through you and flowing out of you. So water is very important for you this month. To feel the power of it. Feel the power of it. And certainly engage the senses. Like I said, even if money isn't a huge thing that you can throw around right now, it could really just be as simple as just buying one good quality thing that allows you to relax. And I mean, it could be just a very nice bottle of wine. But like I said, don't go overboard. Don't go crazy. Now, October 10th, Mercury goes into Scorpio. October 23rd, the Sun goes into Scorpio. See what I said? It's all about you this month. It's this balance that you're going through right now of cleansing and bringing in. Cleansing out with the old and in with the new. And to give every possible space to release, release, release. Because the more space you make, the more of an empty vessel you are, the more you can be filled up with all the good things that are about to arrive. So that's an incentive to release, relax, surrender, and let go of some things. Good things that might be happening also around this time. Around the full moon, so October 24th, full moon in Taurus in your house of relationships, partnerships, being in harmony with other people, no matter who they are in general. You'll find that this is a wonderful time for you maybe to invite a few good close friends or business associates, people that you really get on with, and bring them to your home if that's possible, and have dinner with them, have a few drinks, and engage, doing something very pleasurable with some good friends. For those of you in a relationship, it could be a time, really use October 24th to indulge together with each other, actively be sensual with each other. In whatever way that is, I do think food and music are definitely just the two things that are going to really flow for you this month. Other things, something might come to a head for those in a relationship between you and your partner around the October 24th, but it will come just to clear the air so that something more pleasurable can take its place. So that's a really nice energy. For those looking for love, I think because you're so magnetic as we go through, say, the second, particularly from the 10th of October, say, you're so magnetic and so inspiring to other people that you could really have your pick of new loves this month, really. But October 24th seems to be a good opportunity for some of you maybe to put away an old relationship and maybe begin to put your mind on starting a new one also, for those of you who are ready for that to happen. Now we have this card coming up. Yes, lots of glasses of wine I see there. I see that. Again, October 24th, there could have been some difficulty within how you're trying to express yourself, Scorpio, and maybe meeting a little bit of resistance from the people closest to you, your partner, your closest friends, maybe even business associates. You were trying to assert your will in some way, and you've been finding that a bit difficult. Maybe there's been a bit of a distance, a surprising distance between you and somebody that you care a lot about. But that seems to resolve itself in and around the 24th also through the act of good communication. Love, being really, for those in a relationship, be Venus, be Aphrodite around the 24th. Absolutely. The goddess or the god or goddess of love, Eros and Aphrodite. Just be that embodiment. And it might mean having to have a rethink about, how do I do that again? Be that and communicate that. And I think that it will just bring so many wonderful things to your relationship. And for those looking for love, being that embodiment of Aphrodite or Eros might really attract somebody so wonderful for you. It could attract many things, many lucky things for you in your life, certainly. Could be a great amount of luck happening for you this month. Just every idea that you have just seems to be the right idea. Every idea that you have, just it's lucky. So run with this month, Scorpio. Luck is on your side. And the expansion of you, say Jupiter is in Scorpio, and now the intelligent mind, Mercury is there, the sun is there. So use this time to personally shine and expand anything that you're doing, anything that you're putting out there into the world. Your very self, your persona, your expressions, your creativity. You are all, everything is just, it's just the gods are on your side this month for everything. So if you've any projects that you've been working hard on, good idea to really get them moving this month, particularly towards the end of the month. Get them out there because you have the Midas touch, so it seems, this month. Now, what else have we got going on? Moon in Scorpio around the 10th and 11th of October. So things might get very emotional around that time. Mars is in Aquarius, so just be cautious in your home life or within your family of not being very explosive around the 10th and the 11th. And in general, in your home life, just try not to play out your fears or frustrations on the people that you love the most. Or vulnerable people that you should really be caring more about, who don't deserve the extra stress. Just be kind this month, Scorpio. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will be. Just be sensitive to them. Be aware of them. Be aware of the atmosphere that you might be bringing into the house around the 10th and 11th in particular, okay? Make it clean, make it good, make it sweet, and it will be all good. But there's wonderful psychic energy around that time too for you, around the 10th and 11th. And psychic energy really with the new moon on October the 9th, and then also with Venus on Halloween, October 31st, Venus in Libra in the 12th house. So you and a group of people, you and your friends, maybe your close friends or your partner, could be doing some haunted investigations or doing something very psychic on Halloween. Maybe there's a party that you're going through to, and maybe it's you. Maybe you'll be the one to be asked to be the psychic or the intuitive or the ghost hunter. Maybe that will give you great pleasure this month, ghost hunting. Yeah, maybe you'll be just hunting some of those people out of your life that you're getting rid of. Maybe. We're waiting on a few cards, Scorpio. I know I talk and talk, but usually the cards come out more. I've been saying I must try to figure out a way where I can make this happen a little bit quicker. I don't know. But anyway, Scorpio, if the cards aren't coming, and they're not, I will choose some for you. And yeah, didn't you do this last month too? You met me halfway and allowed me to choose some of the cards for you. So yeah, I like that. I like that kind of meeting halfway business. Look, here is the card of Mercury in Sagittarius on Halloween. Mercury is flying into Sagittarius, where your mind is going to be all on the money, and lots of great things happening for you around Halloween too when it comes to money. Great ideas. You're just the ideas person this month. And this is a Sun in Scorpio card. Yeah, 23rd of October, the Sun goes into Scorpio. Yeah, so, these cards are really working out for you. This is where the mind is taking a bit of relaxation and recovery. Yes, 2 more cards, Scorpio, and then we're ready to go. The Emperor, the Aries card. Yes. Actually, last month, was it for the Aries reading? I remember that Scorpio appeared for them, and now this month for the Scorpio reading, Aries is appearing for them. So maybe there's something interesting happening between you and an Aries. The last card, the 7 of Swords. Right, Scorpio, finally, let's go to the big overview there. So the world is opening up for you to bring in the coin, to be the great attractor, like Venus retrograding in Scorpio, attracting the money. I forgot to say too, bringing money from the past into the future. Some of you could have done work a while ago. Money that belongs to you could suddenly be refound and rediscovered and come back to you. Maybe some of you put a little investment money aside. Maybe you've been waiting on a dividend or something that could return to you because you're attracting money from all sources this month. And it could be personal money, a project you worked on years ago or a few months ago, weeks ago that you didn't get paid for, that you put everything into, that you were the mastermind about it. And it seems that the money now starts to come back this month. So, the card, this is the goddess Inanna, the Sumerian goddess Inanna. And what she had to do was she had to humble herself, humiliate herself in some way by going deep down into the underworld to meet her shadow self, her sister. And the only way she could arrive to the throne room to face her sister, her shadow self, was to discard a piece of clothing at every gate. So she went through each gate, removing all symbols of power, her crown, her clothes, until she was there just standing naked in front of somebody who really would love to hold power over them. And I think that's what's been happening. You're leaving a period, Scorpio, where other people or situations seemed to have power over you, and maybe you felt you've been to hell and back, you've been through the ringer a little bit to get your power back in your hands, to get the control back. And even on a very deep psychological level with yourself, you have been digging deep within your own self. You've been turning this Scorpio psychological stuff even on yourself, digging deep and finding out how you tick and why you have found yourself in certain situations where other people or things have had power and control over you. And you've faced it. You felt you've been humiliated, and you felt that you've done whatever it took to get your power back, because I do believe you would do that, Scorpio. I think that you have that level of dignity and pride that if somebody tried to take your very power away, you would go to any length to get that back. And I think that's where we're leaving September and entering October now, where you're coming back up. Now, even though she's still naked, she has power in her hands. Now, these are not majorette batons that she's just singing, you know, give me a S, give me a C, Scorpio. She's not just doing that. She has the power of above and below now in her hands. She's able to channel opposing forces in herself and in others, and to be the one who wields that power. And she comes up through the last gate, free and ready to take power back. So you are entering October absolutely ready to take power back after maybe a long period of real hard work. Good for you, Scorpio. Well done. Well done. Your work is going to pay off, because here we have the beautiful, say, Aphrodite, the Venus, the attractor of wealth. You recognize that once you reclaim your power and dominance in your own life, that you can attract wealth again once you have control over the reins of yourself. Now, you see, this is more about having control over your emotions, your psychological reactions, first house stuff, which is your responses to people, the aura that you give off, the vibe that you give off. You're tidying that up this month. And because you're having a cleaner vibe about you now, more in control of yourself, the opportunities are just going to flow. And I think that's where the great expansion of luck and money is coming for you this month, because you've done the hard, bloody work. You sure have, Scorpio, you sure have. And this is you, standing proud, standing strong, standing in a position where it's like you will let nothing come near you to challenge you anymore. You see, here he is standing. Now this guy, he is in his disco clothes. He is head to toe in gold, which when we see the symbolism here, gold means somebody who has been completely transformed, alchemically transmuted, where they have gotten rid of the shitty, toxic things in themselves and in their lives, and brought something more pure and solid and valuable back. Okay, so you are bringing this gold vibe back. You're bringing gold back. You're bringing sexy back too, but you're bringing your power back. And this guy is quite cocksure, and I think you've every right to be, Scorpio. You're cocksure now of what it is that you want, where you want to be, what you want to do. And if you see, he has a big stick. This is the big magic wand that he is now learning how to wield. Now, before he understands how to be the master of it, which would be the king of wands, he first has to use it like a weapon. So he has to do the basics. And the first basic thing he has to do is to slay the beast once and for all. And what is the beast? Your inner demons, your inner fears, the inner toxicity that you've accumulated over the last year in particular, the bullshit of other people, the stresses of other people, the nastiness of other people, holding on to their problems too, when you should have been purging that and letting all that go. As I've always tried to tell you, you see, now we arrive at a point where you have to face a bit of a biggie to do what? To hit him over the head and say, be gone, I don't fear you anymore. This is the psychological stuff that we fear. The things that bubble up that we try to suppress, that might cause us some anxiety, that might cause us some breathlessness and so on like that, because he's overwhelming when he starts to surface. But because you're more in a position of command, you can just easily say, get back, get back, get back. I'm not afraid of you. I mean, does this guy look afraid of anybody? He is not afraid. And he, as I've said before, this guy, he does look a little bit insane because he's drunk with power. And this is what's needed. This is not a negative. He is the apprentice, wielding with full force and vitality a weapon. And the first person he meets with that weapon is the devil, the demons, the inner demons and the outer demons. I'm sensing that there are still maybe one or two people or one or two situations that you need to show your claws to, bare your claws, show your vampire fangs to on Halloween, that you need to not be afraid of it once and for all. And it's easier said than done. You need not to be afraid of that. Okay, how do I do that? By being confident again. And the energy is supporting you. And it's all about being supported by the energy, because once you're supported, you'll have the confidence to slay the demon. Now, he is also a Saturn card, and Saturn is in your house of communications. He is in the house where there could be gossip. He's in the house where, say, you come to realize that there can no longer be a separation of the inner and outer, where there can be no longer a separation in the things that you do and the things that you feel, that there can no longer be a duality in some way. If you feel it, you must do it. If you think it, you must do it. You can't suppress, hide, think one thing and then say another. It must, your communication now must flow freely to express exactly what you want, to express your needs without fear of repercussions, and to express it in a way that you have power over it. Expressing your wants and needs in a kind of a manipulative way or a bitchy way, that's not power. There's no power in that. That's just playing a small game, which Saturn in the third house is saying, don't play the small game. Play a game. Play the game where you have the upper hand in communication, where you're always speaking your truth. If it's true for you and how you feel, then that's your truth. And that is how you slay that demon once and for all. Communicating clearly. Because there could be a thing here, I feel, Scorpio, where you might be feeling deeply frustrated with somebody or some situation, and you're like, say nothing, say nothing, say nothing, and it's bubbling, bubbling, bubbling inside of you. Take a deep breath, think happy thoughts. But the lesson here that you will learn once you get yourself feeling more empowered is that you can't keep that shit in and let it fester until it becomes like a demon inside of you, having control over you. Get this conversation moving, get everything flowing. If it comes in, somebody dumps a bunch of shit on you, then let it go out. If somebody, makes you, hangs something over you, say, oh, well, I felt that now, and then give it back. No festering, no holding on, no lingering, no biting your tongue. And become a master at that, because ultimately that's what Saturn wants you to do. To become a master at free flow, of communication. Now again, here we have another page, the apprentice of money, beside a very satisfied and happy person. Somebody who is feeling a great expansion of love, a great expansion of joy, and in a good, happy, pleasant, pleasurable zone, and feeling that they've gotten over the worst of their emotional problems. And the confidence, again, another page, it's like you found new confidence and new purpose this month to give you the confidence to be more expansive, be more expressive. This is where I'm going with this, expressive. Any creative ventures that you have, gold, gold, gold. New projects, absolutely wonderful, wonderful. Certainly towards the end of the month, absolutely wonderful. And celebrations will come, big celebrations. Some of you, okay, big celebrations, hello, yes, big celebration, your birthday. A lot of wine flowing, a lot of champagne flowing, a lot of good feeling flowing, goodwill, happiness, joy, laughter flowing. So it really starts to kick off mid-month towards the end of the month for you, where you are partying. Let the party season commence. Now here we have a Cancerian card. By the way, I meant to say this is also a Capricorn card. Some of you could be holding your ground against a Capricorn, but you have more power, it seems, over them. But there's also an element of respect there. At some point you respect them, but yet you want to have control over this situation too, okay? And yet here we have the Cancerian card and the Mercury in Sagittarius. So you're throwing everything into what I think is a financial opportunity to build your money, new money, and new confidence. You see, the second house here where Mercury in Sagittarius is, it's not all about money. It is, but it's more about trying to build something solid, getting a solid foundation in your life, trying to take some of these great ideas that you're having through the month and crystallizing them, taking them out of the mind, taking them out of the ether, and actually saying, no, these are things I need to touch, feel, to bring into my reality. And that's why I think doing something creative with something very tactile, something very sensual, will really benefit you financially. And you might be very enthusiastic. It gives you this great speed and fire and will and enthusiasm to push ahead. There might be a lot of activity happening towards the end of the month for you with some project that you're doing. And it gives that sense of you're back in control, that the magic is flowing through you again. Now for others, there could be two things. Firstly, a lot of you could be throwing a lot of energy and passion and desire towards a Cancerian or somebody who has a lot of Mars energy in their chart. There is definitely a lot of that going. Be careful, as I said, around October 10th and 11th. You don't want to be throwing those arrows towards the moon energy, which is high emotions, wrathful emotions, being on the war path, because he can also represent being on the war path. I can't tell you not to be on the war path, because as I said that, I felt maybe that's what some of you actually need to do. Now, this is something I would normally advise people against. Contain your emotions, don't go on the war path. But yet, for you, Scorpio, it's slightly different. I think that you're channeling your energy, you're really honing it in, perfecting, pulling all your energy in to move quickly and swiftly into reclaiming your power in a kind of wrathful way, vengeful way. And yet when I say those words, wrath and vengefulness, I usually feel the sense of, oh, well, maybe don't do that. That's not a very nice thing to do. I'm not feeling that with you. I feel that there's this great explosion of, well, get it all out in the open, say what it is, have it out. You know, you've been hiding and festering these deep feelings of hurt. So just have one big blowout and let it out. But of course, do it cleverly. Do it where you don't fall back and lose power all over again. Do it because you have a direction that you're going in. See, Sagittarius always shoots its arrow towards a target. Have a target and shoot your arrow towards that, rather than just shooting a load of arrows that end up hurting everybody and you go, Ouch, sorry everybody, sorry about that. Yeah, I'll just go back to being all quiet and subdued and festering my inner rage again. So, like I said, have a target and run full steam ahead, because this is also a card of success. If you have your eye on a prize, aiming towards a target, particularly towards the end of the month, especially Halloween, you win, of course. Now, Sun in Scorpio, beautiful energy, the energy of, which I always like this aspect of you. When the Sun is in Scorpio, it's about holding on to good feelings, holding on to positive things, good emotions, pure emotions. It's always unfortunate, Scorpio, that you have to often deal with the trash of this world. And you do it because you have this thing where you want things to return to a point of purity and clarity, to a point where everything is clean again. And when the Sun comes on the 23rd of October, you begin to get back into that rhythm where you're not always fighting against the trash of this world, where you're able to swim in beautiful Scorpio waters that are clear, crystal clear and pure. So that's beautiful. And when you do that, you're more inclined to take on board this 12th house energy of relaxing the mind, of feeling that my work is done here. I've sorted everybody's problems out. I've cleansed myself. I've worked hard. I've put my energy into the projects that I'm doing, and I've been a success. So now it's time for me to relax, recover, rejuvenate, and swim in these crystal waters. Scorpio, if you are not doing something close to water by the end of this month, I would be very, very surprised. Even if you just go to your local swimming baths or go to your local city and spend an afternoon sitting by a river, you need that beautiful feeling of cleansing through water to recover. Cleansing through psychic cleansing, a lot of saging, a lot of salt baths, a lot of, really feeling that you're healing yourself. It's a lovely vibe by the end of the month, Scorpio. Now, here we have the Emperor, you reclaiming your power, being the dominant force in your own life again, building your empire and feeling that you're back on top of the world. You are in control of your life again by the end of the month, and you're feeling it. You're ready for your birthday, and you're the boss. You're the boss. Now, having said that, we end with this card, and this is you maybe pulling your energy. It's interesting. Okay, I'll go with this. You're the boss, as we said. This is an Aries card. Some of you could be pulling your energy away a little bit from an Aries. But you're feeling more in control, so you're less inclined to deal with people who maybe bring, lies to your door, or who are trying to manipulate you, or who are trying to tell you the thing that they think you'd like to hear, just to appease you and please you. And now I would say, now that you do have all your power back, don't become that difficult person where people have to tiptoe around you. Know the line in power, know the balance. Know the balance. 7 here is a lot to do with balance. It's a lot to do with Venus energy too. Know the balance when it comes to yourself. When you get your power back, learn balance. And don't scare people, unless it's Halloween and then you really want to scare them. But otherwise, I think you've learned the lesson. You've had to fight hard to get your power back. And when you get it by the end of the month, know how hard won it was. So don't be so inclined to give it away to tricksters, fraudsters, people who have all the right words to tell you. And as I said, don't be so inclined to be the master of the universe. Balance, baby, balance. I am going to leave it at that, Scorpio, and I really, really see that this is going to be a fantastic month. Happy birthday to you. If this is your birthday month again, I hope you're spoiled. I think you will be, but I think you will be the one that will be spoiling yourself more than anybody else, which is your birthday gift to you. And I want to say, for those of you who celebrate Halloween, happy Halloween. If you celebrate the Celtic festival of Samhain, then I say Iha Hauna Hanakoiv. Have a wonderful Samhain festival. And if you have never seen my videos before, then please do subscribe. Join me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, now Snapchat also. I am overwhelmed. Should I be on all those social media things? I don't know. But I will leave it at that, my gorgeous. And I will leave you with a big birthday season, start of your birthday season kiss. Mwah! And all my love, Scorpio. Until next month. Bye.